And we are back. So for this video, hopefully Jeff Benoit that just showed up on the last stream before I ended it at 4 hours. Hopefully Jeff Benoit is going to come on and we can listen to him talk a little bit instead of my big mouth, because after 4 hours of me talking, I'm fed up with myself. So, and it'll be nice to speak a little slower. I was like racing, trying to get through all the information. Probably play last stream on 0.5 and it would sound normal. Yeah, take your time, Jeff. Anybody else wants to come on? Now's the time. I'm going to make myself an herbal tea. Lord knows I don't need more caffeine. Jeff needs about 5 minutes. That's unacceptable, Jeff. Wonder where LA is. If you guys are in Discord, you can send a message if you want that I have a open panel. So this is the kind of stream where it's not necessarily Christian content. We can talk about whatever we want. Okay, so I do want to wait till Jeff comes on to talk about something that's related to that brown bird, with a pretty long wingspan that was kind of like hovering over the burial ceremony of my brother. I'm pretty sure it's Alex Fortier that his eye caught it, and he looked and he said, "Hey, look, check out the bird." And everybody, I know me and Alex, I'm sure a lot of other people immediately kind of felt like that was a symbolic sign, the Holy Spirit is symbolized by a dove. So birds and spirituality do have, a connection. The crow and the ravens, often they could say that, evil spirits will roam around with a crow and a raven and stuff like that, and it's a bad omen. But this was a very long wingspan, and it was brown. I don't know if it's a falcon. I don't know if it is a hawk. I don't know. I'm not a bird watcher. But there is something that my wife found, and I believe personally it's a message from God about Bruce. And it gave me a lot of peace. Let me try and find the image first of all. I won't. I'm on Messenger. I don't know. I don't want Alex Fortier perhaps doesn't want his channel to be shown everywhere. I hope he's not mad. I'm gonna copy the image, and then I'll put it. Give me a second. I'll put it just on a slide. Therefore, it's only the image that we're going to see, and not necessarily Alex Fortier's private Facebook page. Some people want their own privacy. I don't know. So, new slide, and there we go. Perfect. I'll be able to show that like this. Open panel. There's 5 people watching. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to jump out of the studio. It's not messing up. Just give me a second. And we are back. All right. I actually just changed the title um, because I want to start this out once Jeff gets online to show you guys, but at the same time while he's online. But then after that, we can go down any rabbit hole that you guys want. Write in the comments if there's anything I don't know, anything interesting. Any questions you want to know my opinion about stuff or whatever. Like I said, like this is open to anything. Just preparing my tea. All right. So we got right now Jeff, who says, give me 5 minutes. There's Count Derpula. There's Charlene Williams. Once I sit down, what I'll do is, while I'm waiting, is I'll pop up one of my older PowerPoints, maybe on the Nephilim or the giants or the flood or whatever. What's going on here? Nothing much. I'm tired of talking, but I wanted to make this open panel because I know that a lot of people on Fridays, I forget which, if it's Bruce Sees All or if it was the French channel, Bruce usually did a stream. It might be too late now. Oh, there we go. What up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for showing up, man.
Hey, no problem, man. I just got back from work. I chugged down like 3 hamburgers, but it's good.
Awesome. I just finished a 4-hour stream, so I'm tired of hearing myself talk. So tell me what's been up the last few days on your channel.
Well, I got. Sorry, I'm just fixing my camera. Hi, everyone. Whoever I don't know, I'm saying hello. Well, on my channel, I got. There's this a very I gotta say, a very well-known exorcist called Jared Neal, and we were able to talk about a lot of evangelical stuff, a little bit about the evil that's in this world, and the battle for humanity. And we talked a lot about that last night. It was a hit. There was a lot of people there. I had like 280 people watch the live, so there was a lot of people got touched with that, and it was a good live, man.
Yeah,
it was very good. And I also talked about the pandemic, and about the stuff what's going on with that, and talking about the famous Big and that my friend hit a nerve in a lot of people, and a lot of people sent me messages, a lot of views on that. I think that live I did, and like I said, I'm not saying this to grope or to, I'm just saying how people today are very receptive. I look here, and that nice little video I did in the car, 11 minutes, 32,000 views.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Was that the one about like, oh yeah, no one thinks it's weird that people are like dropping like flies here and there and stuff like that? And then you ask, and you ask questions, and all of a sudden you're a conspiracy theorist and you're mocked. And
yeah. No, seriously, that's exactly it. That's what I talked about, and it was 11 minutes saying, don't you find it weird that a lot of young people are passing away? A lot of people are knocking down, 45, 43, 49, 52, all these ages, mysteriously. Athletes. Exactly, man. So that's what that's exactly what I was talking about. 32,000 views. So I guess there's a lot of people who are concerned about that. So
did you want to share screen? Obviously, probably the majority of people that'll see this probably already know you, but in case there's new ones, I mean, did you want to just share screen while you're talking so I can pop up your page so I can help you out with 2 or 3 more people, or is it primarily on Facebook? You have YouTube
No,
too, right?
I got two pages. I got Facebook, which is Jeff Benoit Live in French. I
Okay.
have Jeff Benoit Live YouTube in French, but I started up a new page called Jeff's Live Talk in YouTube, and I'm going to be start talking about paranormal and all types of stuff on my page. And maybe I'm
Yeah.
going to invite you, Jason, because I want to talk about a little bit of evangelical stuff. Maybe some people might think about. Think of what's going on now. Why are we in this time period? Why there's so much shit happening around the world? Oh, and by
Mhm.
the way, I want to say hi to those who I who I saw at the funeral. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously your mom. Hi, Darla. Mwah! I miss you. I hope you're doing fine, and I want to give you a big virtual hug. And
That's
so yeah, and it was great to have met all the people who were at your brother's funeral face to
mhm.
face, right? And you obviously, I mean,
Yeah.
it was very nice to meet your wife. Your wife was a very nice lady. um I felt very much like I was with family, and I'm not joking. I felt like
Great.
I was with family. I just And your mom's a sweetheart. So, and
Yeah.
her husband too. I mean, I don't know his name, but he was very, very nice
Joe.
gentleman. Yeah, exactly. And very nice people, a very nice family you have. So, reminds me of mine.
That's awesome.
And
Okay, so did I pop up one of your channels? This is the one
yeah,
that.
that's my Jeff Benoit live on YouTube. That's in French. So I got nice little. If you scroll down, like I said, I don't like to make up things. If you want to scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Saturday, if you guys like to listen to French radio, I'm on the radio show on Saturday, which
Okay.
is tomorrow, from 2 to 4 at CGMD. You can listen live. I'm going to be on the radio there, and I'll
Cool.
be talking about spirits who linger and peekaboo. We call them peekaboo, like those that
Mhm.
are always in the corners and stuff. So I'll talk about that.
Yeah. My wife
That
experiences. A lot of them will blow it off to, and maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. The When she has sleep paralysis, so she'll suddenly wake, and what she has experienced is what she would call the tall they're tall shadows, so they're just
mm,
like black. They have hats like an old
oh yeah, Shadow Men. Yeah, yeah,
shadow.
I've
Yeah,
seen them.
that's it. She's had this happen very much. She can't move, obviously,
Yeah.
and they come around and stuff like that. Now, my son, my oldest one, obviously, this was when he was 10 years old.
Mhm.
Why would we tell children that are 10 about shadow people? Of course not. So it was him that told Michelle that. Yeah, like in my room, sometimes at night, there's a very tall. It's like a shadow. It's dark with a hat. So I was like, I'm so blessed. I do not want to see any of this. My wife does like at the start of last stream there. She doesn't do this, like she doesn't try and do this, but she does have premonition dreams that actually happen and stuff like that. And one really wacky thing is once in a while she doesn't like it. She astral travels. And once when my oldest was just a baby, taught in the crib, and
Mhm.
she initially you think it's a dream, right? So she all of a sudden goes and she turns around, but she sees herself sleeping and me in the bed, and she can then she turns around, and in the bedroom at the time there was a mirror, and right on the other side was the baby room,
Oh
and
wow.
she gets sucked through the mirror. Not her trying to do this. This is an experience. She's out of the body. She kind of turns around. She sees this, and then she
Mm.
just goes through. And then all of a sudden, she feels like she's trapped and smothered, and she's just crying for help. And it's like a baby sound.
Mm.
And she wakes up, woof, and she runs to the room. And our son had wrapped himself in a crappy way and
Mm.
was
Yeah.
smothered. So like, and that was just God that just like yanked her out, and stuff like that. And so I always jokingly call her you're a witch and stuff like that. But yeah.
But that's an amazing thing that can happen. I mean, you saved your son's life. I mean, the baby's life, right? So,
Yeah.
me too. When I was very young, around 9, 10 years old, I saw shadow people in my room. I was woken up around just at dusk,
Mm-hmm.
and the sun. There was enough light to see a blue haze, so I saw everything in my room. And all of a sudden, I looked. There was two figures at the door, and then one next to me. I could see their eyes. I could see their mouth, but I only saw the rest of the silhouette. Scared. I was so scared. I went underneath the covers, prayed to God. Looked. They disappeared. Years later, when I was a little older, I had the same thing, and I was sleeping in my bed, and something inside my head was telling me, "Jeff, don't wake up. Jeff, don't wake up." And then the more you tell me not to do something, the more I'm going to do it. So I forced myself to wake up, and I opened my eyes to this ugly damn thing, and it was a silhouette, and it looked like I had a hood on and the most ugliest face I've ever seen in my life. But when it saw me, you could see in its face that it was scared. And all of a sudden it shrunk and it took off. So I've had many of those instances of these what we call shadow people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite the phenomenon. There's a lot of people who have witnessed it, and really but you can't be afraid. You just got to show them go away and take possession of the room. And remember, they feed on fear,
Yeah.
and they feed on your energy.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to do. You have to combat it, like and you say you bring the Lord with you there, and you kick some spiritual butt.
Yeah. Well, like I forget which documentary, but well, probably Christian video and stuff, but something about people having abduction experiences, but some of them use the name of Jesus Christ, rebuked, and I don't know, is that true? Is it just a bunch Christians trying to say? But some of their stories say that when you use the name of Jesus Christ, that it stopped. I don't know. I've never had the experience. I would
But
use the name Jesus Christ if I was in that situation. Michelle just doesn't acknowledge them. She's scared that if she would even
yeah,
like say get out of here, like they would see or something. So
but
uh,
Jason, think about it. You talked about let's using the word Jesus and wording them off, but think about
yeah.
it. What is the power of prayer? Prayer is the ability to sustain a divine power
Mm-hmm.
by having a connection with the universe, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you use that Jesus, you're invoking that very same energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if these beings are as powerful as they seem to be, they're
Yeah.
very vulnerable when it comes to people standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I've I've seen many times that people who confront them and that they're very whoa. But I remember me too. One night I had sleep paralysis in my bed, and I woke up because I got like a sensory thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt a presence in the room of my children, and I couldn't move, and something in my head was telling me, and I could swear to God, I heard a voice saying, "No, don't get up." I'm like, well, F you, I'm going to get up still. And I'm like, rah! And then the more I was getting very angry, and the more I was like, that's it. Then all of a sudden, the tingle sensation from my head to my feet, then I could move. Then I heard the sensations, the word saying, okay, you can get up now. And then when I got up, I went into my kid's room.
Yeah.
Nothing was there, but I knew for a fact that there was a presence of some type of entity or entities that were in the room there. And I told them, you're staying away from my children. And I told them straight off, you ever come back here, I will destroy you with my hands if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Then not long after, I started getting the peekaboos. All of a sudden, I see a little silhouette coming out of the shadow and looking. There was one time, me and my wife, we passed out on the couch. We watched TV, we passed out. And I woke up and I saw something staring at me just down near the hallway, looking back at me, and then
Yeah.
turn and move fast. But my house is old and everything cracks.
Yeah.
it didn't crack. So I knew it was one of them. So
Mm.
they were scared of me and they're trying to linger around, but it ain't working because I told them, get away from my kids. You're not going to touch my kids. You want to go one-on-one with me, then do it. But
Mhm.
Jason, what you just said there is
Mm.
invoking the inner power we have as human beings.
Yeah.
We're very powerful people, very powerful beings.
Yeah.
We look for an example when that child was stuck underneath the car and the mother saw that. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, she had the so we have so much capabilities within us.
Mhm.
And when we invoke the great divine, Jesus or God, whatever you
Yeah.
believe in, you are able to sustain and tap into that energy.
You ever know I always found cool is that universe. That word is the one word.
Yeah,
That's
uni.
universe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
and then like Jesus is the word of God. That's everything comes from God the Father, but everything is done through God the Son.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you know that everything, where everything dwells, there's a
Mhm.
singularity.
Yeah.
And that singularity is where we find the great divine. And everything branches off. So yeah, everything's connected to that singularity. And that is where you talk about uni, one,
Mhm. Yeah.
verse means because we live in a vast
Mhm.
expansion of space. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That's where God and science can coexist.
Yeah.
And they're starting to develop it. They're
Mhm.
starting to believe that, yes, because if you take sacred geometry, for an example, everything around in the universe is governed by a law of mathematics.
Mhm.
Well, for that law to exist, something has to enforce it, right?
Mhm.
Laws have to be enforced by some type of power.
Of course.
And if it is enforced by a particular mathematical equation, aka God, then
Mhm.
therefore it gives out the creation that there is
Yeah.
a higher divine.
No,
I
for
don't know.
sure.
Listen, I mean, like that's my opinion, but I mean that for like the book of of people who don't know is like, does God really exist? Well,
Mhm.
that's a good start to
Well, it's
find
like
out.
even if you use a science and you say, okay, well, science said that there's a big bang, and they said at one point, time, space, and matter did not exist. Okay, fine. So whatever that first cause was, if it created time, then it has to be timeless. If it created all matter, then it has to be immaterial because it predates material. It's the cause of it.
Yeah.
And if we have this vast expanding universe where the laws of physics are not different as we go to one section of the universe, it's a unified field, we could say, then it's omnipresence or it's all pervading. Now, that doesn't prove any biblical God, but it definitely, you have the question. It's either something created everything or nothing created everything. And I think it takes more faith, and it's illogical to say that there's no thing that created all things.
Yeah,
Luke,
but yeah. Oh,
hi.
hi, Luke.
I just wanted to say hi to Luke. But Luke, thanks for it's euro, eh? 2 euros. Greatly appreciate. How you been, buddy? What you been doing for
Me,
this week?
well, kind of really just, I was out earlier. I was earlier on anyway, Jason. I was
Yeah.
actually at home. I was home to do with some mates of mine, so that's exactly what I did. But anyway, I'll put it to you this way: if I'm not all right, then I'm half left. If I'm not half left, then I'm brain dead. But sure, it's all good to go to anyway,
Hey,
There
that's
you
an
go.
Irish accent. Are you from Ireland?
I am, yeah.
God damn it. I love I'm Irish anyway. So I mean, but it's great to see people from on the other side of the ocean. I mean, wow. How you doing, man?
Yeah.
What is the thought to me? I forgot this calling it, huh? Not a right, boss. No. Use of the
Uh,
Irish language, that is. So,
you see here when the Irish migrated here in North America, the dialect changed to a lot of swearing and then a lot of drinking and then a lot of partying, and that's how the Irish started developing their own little linger. So my family's from the Maritimes, so we swear, we have a great time, but I tell you, we keep a lot of the old traditions. Where in Ireland are you from?
Dublin.
Oh, Dublin. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. My family's
say
from
now?
Belfast.
Belfast now, are you, boy? What
Yes,
about
I'm a fucking Protestant. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm an Orangeman.
What about you now, mate? What about you now, boy? Oh, what about you now, Larry?
Yeah, my
Basically, no
me
one doesn't.
mother was an Anglican and my father was a Catholic, so they couldn't get married in each other's church. So my mother says, "Oh yeah, we'll go to the
That's silly.
Protestant."
Sure, you learn something new every day, don't you, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
But you
So
know
I,
what?
oh, sorry. Continue, guys. I cut you off.
No, go on.
Yeah,
You were
Jason, we were talking here. We're having a moment here. Thank you.
The attention's not on me. No, sorry. Continue if you want, but I do want us to talk about the cool thing that's attached to the brown bird that we saw during the burial
The
of Bruce.
Falcon.
Yes,
It
but
was a falcon.
there's Falcon Part 2 story to this.
Really?
Yes, I'm just going to say hi to everybody because I wrote God sent me a message about Bruce, so I just want to get that done early in the stream, and then we can sort of return to it.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
This
Go ahead,
this is really cool. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So Darth is here, Count Derpula. Thanks, Charlene Williams. First time perhaps that I've seen you. Leah. There's also Roulier Benjamin. There is my friend Xander. Obviously, Xander gave me a bracelet that I wear.
Yes, thank you, Xander. I got mine too. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Very,
I'm glad
very,
that you
very.
got one. That would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Sugar Bee. Then there is John Cox. Bruce is a wonderful place. A new friend, John Cox. I have never seen you on my channel, so thank you. And let's see. There's Stephanie Sear. Okay, so Stephanie Sear was at the funeral, correct? I'm trying. Michelle,
so.
the one that was near the French lady on the right?
She had to have been. Wait, is she from Valleyfield?
I don't know. I'm not going to start.
She had to have been there because she added me, and I'm a part of nobody's community, so she had to have met me.
I'm almost sure it's her. I just
Let me
didn't know
see.
her name. Well, I'm not going to pop it up.
Oh, my almost just sat in your tea.
That's okay.
No, because
really?
it would have been everywhere.
I'm pretty sure Stephanie was like, there was my mom, and then on the
I
right
can't
there was
even see with my
the lady from
glasses. It's
France,
too
and then it
small.
was her.
I could look on my Facebook. Because
Yeah.
I added her.
Okay, well, Stephanie, that I'm pretty sure she said, "Look, quand j'ai vu l'aigle, j'ai vu Bruce." So yes, she was at the funeral and burial. So
I don't remember everybody's names.
I feel not bad, but like at the funeral there was I was keeping an eye on the entrance, right? And then I was seeing like people, like even like the cousins on my stepfather's side. I haven't seen her in ages, like 20 years, And then there were some people from high school that even went to elementary school, and like I said hi, but like I hardly spent time, you know what I mean? And I was like, it passed too fast, with a lot of people. But it was very touching that a lot of people, that I didn't expect showed up and stuff like that. There's about like 100 and ish.
Yes, she was here.
I think there was about 100. Thank you to Trinity, and then there is Stephanie Black. We've talked about Kai. Okay, so Sugar Bee, Diane, Robert. Thank you, everybody. So
Yes, she was there.
yeah,
She's
Janine Dufresne.
She's with Alexandre.
Okay.
The names I wasn't.
Okay, we're at the end, and you have Jason. Please send my love to your wife, Brianna. Does anybody know Jeff the Great? There's somebody that wants to come on, but I don't know, and they don't have their camera on. So I'm not sure. I don't let people because I've had some
Well,
genitals pop
oh
up.
no. That's I'm sharing something with you.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you
Is it
actually,
your genitals?
that's a PG thing. No, take off the comment. You'll see for a second. Take off the comment.
Yeah. I just
And
put your
look,
screen up.
see, I wrote Jeff the Great there. That's me. Okay,
Okay.
so ladies and gentlemen, this is a little thing I made. Well, Bruce made it, but I add a little something there. So here we go. A little memory lane.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, my brother can be very, very self-amused like me.
He's very. The Swartz family is very, very self-amused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce was stepping in the zone all right when we did that.
Yeah.
Getting the groove on.
Look at that face. Look at it. He's like, mm-hmm.
Yep. It also showed exactly how much of a character he was as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote here, says thank you for showing the truth. Thank you for being who you are.
Competition when two Swartzes are in the same
And
room.
I said, thank you for being my friend. So that's a little thing I did. I put it on my
Nice, man.
yeah,
Awesome.
and
Thank
that's
you.
when I went to his house there. Yeah, it was fuck, we had a blast. Oh, we had a
Yeah.
blast that night, man. We drank so much. Oh, we drank so much. You know, and we
Yeah.
laughed and with jokes and stuff. And yeah, it was great. That's
Okay,
one thing I
check
loved
this
about your
out.
brother, man. I love that about your brother. Is that it was fun. It was fun to be there. Like I tell you, it's too bad I didn't meet him years ago.
I know.
It would have been a lot of shits and giggles, you know.
Like I said, even me, like personally, like my brother lived where he lived. I lived over here. I was busy. I mean, raised 6 kids, and we once in a while go, like family function, but for a long time, like it was just like a phone call here, or I'd pop on his channel very rarely and stuff like that. I'm happy that they not this year, but the last year, it just we had, like you said, like too much fun. We didn't film anything,
Jason, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There was a delay. I didn't know you were still talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. So look, let me just show you. But overall, I'm saying, like, that even me going, wow, like it's a learning experience. Like, guys, spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Take the time to go. Even if you live in a different country, like stay in contact with family, because you always expect that there's more time.
Yeah.
There's a reason. One of the songs Bruce had sung. It wasn't that long ago. It was just him, like, musing and making up words. There's always another day. And I was like, no, there isn't always another day. Well,
I think it was
there
the
is
last
another
song
day
he
in a different
posted.
in a different journey. But so let me show you the cool thing. Not keep people waiting.
Sure.
So I will present Alex Fortier's little artwork where he's the one that captured the bird, and then I'll show you something cool that happened. So slideshow. Oh, you know what? I copy and pasted the wrong thing. Do you think that Alex would be offended if I go on his YouTube? I don't know.
Is he gonna need it?
Uh,
Send it to you?
No, I'll just go here and just bear with me. Jeff, talk a little bit again.
Well, actually, can I present another little video?
No,
I got 2 little videos I'd like to present. Me and him there. We okay. We just have to open up.
okay, I will. Give me a sec. I just gotta get the bird picture here. Okay, you know what? I actually got the bird. Can I present this and then you go
Yeah,
second?
Jim, you're
Okay.
the captain.
Fire away.
All right. I'm just gonna share screen. Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I said, hurry up, can't move.
Let's not talk about that before I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Eh? Do you see the bird?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay. All right. So this is Alex Fortier, a member of the community, the Swartz. Now I'm going to say the Swartz community
There you go.
because I want to be included. So this was the bird that he captured, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
when did you find this, Michelle? 2 days ago?
No. I found this when we arrived home from the restaurant.
The same?
The same day.
Okay, so check this out.
And I put it away because
I'm
I
gonna-
didn't want you to see it.
Why did you hide it? You should.
Because it was enough that day.
All right. So Michelle, okay, walks into the house, the front entrance, not just like, on the street or something like that. And it is definitely brown. Like you might not see that it's brown
I Googled it.
there.
It's a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And it was planted right like that, right in front of the steps, walking,
It was planted in the
Well, you
ground.
come and see. You saw it.
It was planted in the ground like a fountain pen. Like right at our stoop where we walk up a step to walk in the door, right in the middle, like somebody put it there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I get a lot of bird synchronicities, like doves and weird shit.
No, we had like an experience when I
Sorry,
first
excuse my
became
mouth.
Christian.
Wow.
2019 and stuff like that, and there was a lot of like stuff happening, family members, psychosis. Like it was a crazy time, and there was like white doves flying around the house and stuff at my conversion. It was not in house, but that were perched and stuff like that. When I first came to Christ, the first like couple of weeks, there was so much what we would call synchronicities, because I don't believe in coincidences, that I was actually telling like God, like, and it's weird, I don't remember all of them.
No,
I was
it's
actually
the
telling
same
him
day
like,
as
this
this
is too
year.
much, stop showing off, like stop it. Like, it was just too much stuff. It was insane. But like, come on, how can that not be a sign?
Yeah.
And my mom found a drawing. I'll have to pop it up another time. It's a doodle. It's just a sketch of a woman on a park bench, and like she's holding a book, and the title of the book is "Bruce Believes in God." Right? No, I'm serious.
Oh my God.
And then when my mom's been organizing the stuff, that's kind of, I think, her therapy and stuff. She wanted to kind of like go through and tidy up stuff for Sean and stuff like that. And she fell on a drawing, like a sketch of Jesus on a cross. And like for me as a Christian, like it means a lot, So I had that dream a month before where it was like, hey, me trying to convince Bruce about Jesus or mentioning, Bruce, like I really think you should look into Jesus. And Bruce kind of said like, I believe in the Bible and Jesus. And I was like, oh, really? I said, I got the impression you did. That was the end of it. That was it. But I don't remember any dreams. And that has stuck in my head. And it was 1 month before he passed away. And then after we have the bird that's flying like over the burial. And it was really cool, because like it stayed there. When it's in like a wind current, like it wasn't like just a brown bird that like flapped by and like, oh, look at the bird. It was like they're just hovering over the cemetery, like pretty much very close to over the grave, as if like, okay, we're gonna wait for the, wait for the ceremony. Okay, Jason, you could have did a little better with the speech. Thank goodness, Jeff did a great speech.
No, but I mean, you did good too.
The bird, took off, and then it's like, okay, then we hang on that, and that's a message, and then but this, that. So now I have peace. And my mom even said, she goes, she says, I don't feel like he's here. and for her that's a good thing. She goes, I don't feel like he's lingering around. I feel like, and I feel like, you know, good about it, you know, as good as you can for losing somebody. We're going through all the steps of grieving and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this has really, you know, the two pictures and the bird, and then I'm not worried about my brother, you know, and that was very important to me. That's why I do videos, Christian content, but I have many videos on conditional immortality, which means that we all have this lifetime, and God wants to bring us into the eternal state, but we're not compatible. And Jesus, if we go through him, then we're compatible to be in his presence. So the worst thing for those who are not redeemed by Christ in this lifetime, perhaps, is that they just don't have that eternal state. It's no worse than an atheist and stuff like that. But I have seen, again, just yesterday, I finished the video, and then I didn't have time to choose one, so another one went on, and it was about near-death experiences. And I was about to change it, and I said, okay, I'm just going to listen to this. Maybe there's something that I need to hear about this and stuff like that. And one of them was about a Muslim woman, and she ended up having a heart attack, and she was probably like a cardiac arrest and stuff like that. And she didn't seek out Jesus, nothing. She was completely far away. She's Islamic. She's denying like Jesus died or crucified or anything. But at that time, Jesus decided to show himself to her. So I think that there's probably many people that perhaps have not necessarily in this life, followed Christ, but who knows what happens in those last moments and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like my grandmother, who was, again, she believed in God. She wasn't Christian. She had a pneumonia, the serious one there, the pneumococcal pneumonia. And she was on her deathbed, and she was probably febrile. She was hallucinating, she was seeing like swirly colors and stuff like that. And she kept on seeing like a wolf walking back and forth, and she wanted to go past, and the wolves wouldn't let her. So her believing in God, but not necessarily Jesus or anything like that, she said, God, I'm ready to die. If I'm gonna die, just do it. If not, help me. And a being dressed in a white robe, cliche, okay, with the face she could not see, it was just radiating light, said okay, and his thumb touched her shoulder, and she said that she like just sprang out of bed, and she got better. I don't know how quickly after, and she ended up surviving.
Oh wow.
And then she had to that day, she passed away, but during her life, she had permanently, you can ask Darla Lama, my mom. She's the one that told me the story. I was too young to know about this, but it was a permanent like fingerprint that stayed. And then she became very religious. And I remember when I was a kid playing, she used to have like the Jerusalem Bible open, and she was studying and stuff like that. So, yeah, like it doesn't mean like I think that God looks at the quality of the heart, and I think that maybe there's a lot more people that Jesus comes to. It's not necessarily people who have like, I've been a 1 year now a Christian, so now I'm in for sure. It's like God knows our hearts, and he knows the situations.
Yeah. Can I share something with you? I have a picture here that somebody sent me. Now, obviously, some people may not believe in this, but there's a woman who saw the vision of Bruce leaving this world, and she's the one who contacted me the same day of the funeral. And
The one you talked about?
Yeah, and she's the one who sent me this picture. And she drew this picture of Bruce with a guitar, saying peace and love, saying goodbye to everybody, and walking to the stairway of heaven into the
That's what I was talking
Well, that's
about.
very nice.
Jason.
Yeah, that's somebody sent me that and said that he's at peace. And I wanted to send it to you, but I didn't know if it was appropriate right now or not. But
Well, I seen
Well,
it
I
on-
th-
you
you I
had
think
it
you
on the
showed it to me
live.
already because I
Mm.
recognize
You
it.
had it on the live this
yeah,
week.
I talk about it on the live. Yeah, there was a woman that night at the funeral who says, "Hey, listen, Bruce wants to talk to you," and I'm like, "Holy crap!" And she said a few things that validated what I felt, what Bruce told me, and she said also that he's at peace now. And she says, when I saw this vision, this is what I saw, and he was walking up the stairway of heaven into the unknown, into that vortex of the doorway to the other side.
Yeah.
And I find that was a very nice gesture of hers that she did. And I
Agreed.
like, it's nice. I find that that was very
Yeah.
surreal.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, man.
Now we're gonna now we're not gonna get all nice and sappy here. Then we're gonna get a little laughy, okay? Because your brother was
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
We were joking around that night, like you all know. And this is this is me and Bruce. I got 2 videos I got to show you. They're all in English, so it shows a little bit how Bruce. Listen to this. It's 13 seconds. I'll try to put up the volume as much as I can. Here we go.
Pass me the remote. I can turn this on for you if you were interested.
Okay, wait. I got to start over again because.
No, I'm doing something, so I'm not watching. I'm listening.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Listen, guys. Hold on. What a hell of an evening tonight. Got some UFOs. Like a boss. And the next video is a lot of fun we had here. Hold on. When you have a minute.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, this is good. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Oh, I gotta remove the comment. Go.
Okay, ready? You think there's anything out there? I didn't say anything already. Did you?
Well, I saw some lights, but I don't know if aliens exist.
No. You know what I think it is?
What?
Gas.
Gas.
Love gas?
I think so. Yeah.
Where the heck did he get that? Like, where did he buy that?
Oh, his alien?
Yeah.
Greg, I don't know.
It must be expensive. Like, was it like?
Oh yeah, it's a few $100. Oh yeah,
Like quality.
Yeah, and it's real. It's really freaking real. You know, he it's I remember once I go because it looks so real.
What
on.
did he say?
He said it was-
Well, see, my wife just said he said it was his girlfriend. I was like, in my head, I was just gonna say something like, it's probably his girlfriend.
No, that's the first time. He was like, yeah, that's my girlfriend.
Okay, let me just okay, here we go. Well, I see you met a friend.
Yep, that's Kazoo.
What's more scary?
He doesn't say
He's the size of his eyes, or because he's wearing no pants?
that he has no genitals.
Yeah, that worries me.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Are you woke? Okay. That he told me. Well, probably most of everybody knows that, but he told me once. He says, "Man, I was joking around. I was taking pictures of the alien, pretending to cut the hedges, and my neighbor comes out.
Yes.
And he looks at me.
Yeah.
I said, he's playing with his dolls again.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Had you ever? I don't think maybe you weren't online when I showed you this 3 evil spirits like frogs. I'm trying to find an image for you that I'll share. There we go. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up Joe at midnight.
So what'd you say?
I have to pick up Joe at midnight.
At midnight? Okay. Well, we're not going to stay on for hours.
No, I'm in a few minutes, and
Yeah. So the reason that I think that they don't have junk, okay, is that personally, I think that these are cloned or created, like kind of lab organisms, right? And what they are basically just meat suits for evil spirits, for unclean spirits. Okay. Um, so the reason that I think so is because of this here. There's one very weird passage. I'll show you. It starts out with this one. Obviously, end times, revelation stuff. So here it says, I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. So the unholy trinity. So the first thing is if you are open-minded and you are comfortable reading the first book of Enoch, even though it's not canonical, I think that it is a good book. It extrapolates on Genesis 6, these fallen angels that descend onto the daughters of men and bore children, great men of renown, Nephilim, giants. So they're basically demigods, alien. They definitely are alien to humans. So unclean spirits, in the first book of Enoch, what they say is that those Nephilim, these giants, once they did die, they were abominations. They had no real place to go. So they are the evil spirits, or you call unclean spirits, that roam the earth and torment humans. Like you just said, the Exorcist that you interviewed, I'll definitely go see that one.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you get these unclean spirits? The theological answer is this is when these giants died. They are still here roaming, and they still want to experience life, which is, I think, even if you black out, you know how hard stuff, they used to call it spirits. I think it's pharmakeia. And that when you drink certain substance or ingest certain substance, you can open yourself to these unclean spirits that can dwell, basically possess you. And I think that's why people that are blacked out, like why isn't it when someone black out that they're just super nice at least sometimes and not remember? They're always very, very bad and aggressive. But that being said, unclean spirits like frogs. Well, spirits are disembodied. They don't have a form usually. So how is John able to say they're unclean spirits, but they also look like frogs? I think because the best that he could say is that these are demonic manifestations, but these unclean spirits that no longer have bodies, the fallen angels have created these meat suits, the grays, for the unclean spirits to inhabit and function. And if you go and look at what these grays look like, I think John, the best that he could say is, because they do look quite amphibious. They, like frogs and stuff like that, big eyes like amphibians and stuff like that. Yeah. So, like it, I don't know. I just like, it's just, I'm like, I think these grays are they're not fallen angels. I think that they're fallen angel technology. They're meat suits. They're way advanced. I mean, look at the crazy stuff we're doing in labs and stuff like that. So imagine interdimensional beings that were there at the creation of the universe and stuff like that. They're quite aware of DNA, I think. The first book of Enoch teaches us that the fallen angels that played gods, they did give mankind tons of technology, but it was like a genie in a bottle. It's like you get what you want, but it ends up destroying mankind in the end. But anyways, I'm just throwing out this idea that I think his wife might be a meat suit for unclean, disembodied Nephilim. That's my
Look,
theory.
listen. There's no bad theory out there. I mean, and not, it could be. It could be. I mean, listen. I mean, I knew Bruce was weird, but I didn't know he liked the reptilian stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Jason's
No.
right. He's not a flat earther.
No.
No, but I know. But
I don't know about you guys, but Jason, that frog picture that you just showed us there. Do you know something? I don't know about you guys, but call me old-fashioned if you want on this, right? But it nearly looks like something like a DMT visual or something.
Yeah.
Very, very weird. But uh, speaking of DMT, for example, what a friend of mine actually told me about a video once.
Yeah.
Where it's basically all about like completely like very trippy sort of video, like where it was like the inside of what was it the inside of a like of a meteor or something, and it was all like very DMT, very trippy, very spacey
Yeah.
sort of like a sort of like like a vibe or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like a DMT style, like an alien spaceship or something. You know what I mean? Like really flying
Yep.
up and down. Like, you know what I mean? Very,
Yeah,
very
man.
weird.
I know.
Well, DMT is produced in, I forget if it's the pineal or pituitary gland. All organic, all living matter has certain amount of DMT, and I think that it is the spirit molecule. I think that in the Bible, I can pop it up just to show that I'm not like making this up. When you hear stuff like sorcery, we think like in the Bible, you can't, God forbids sorcery. And it's like, okay, no witchcraft and stuff like that. But when you go to the Strong Concordance, the Greek word that we translated to sorcery is pharmakeia, where we get pharmacy. And when you look at it, it can be poisons, but it's basically herbs and medicine and stuff like that. So I really think, because people are mapping out scientifically doing DMT, and people are seeing similar beings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're having your own personal DMT trip. It might be unique, obviously, a bit, but they're saying they're talking about similar people, similar beings and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to look at sorcery.
Hey, talking about that, and there's a little video I want to show you, but I can't seem to find it. But it's very related to that.
Oh, next time if you can't find it this time.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it next time anyway, Jeff.
Well, I'm gonna see. I'm a very persistent man. I'm gonna probably find it near the end, or probably find it when I'm not needed to. But it's very, very much DMT orientated, and yeah, even Joe Rogan talks about the DMT.
He's done it, yeah.
And I believe very much that you could tap into the human psyche and really get into into those dimensional realms of existence and meet and see all these exciting things that dwell within. I mean, there is, like I said, we don't live just in a 3-dimensional world. We live in multiple dimensions.
10 at least.
Oh yeah, minimum.
Yeah. Here's the translation for sorcery. So sorcery. Let me go see. It says, and the light in the candles shall blah 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 blah. No, so it's this one. I think it's talking about Babylon, the great city Babylon, which I think is the beast system. And this one is coming to be collapsed. The one world government that's been enslaving people, that's coming to be seen. And the light of the candles shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all. It says, in thee, for thy merchants. Now, when you go merchants, so a merchant as opposed to a retailer or a petty tradesman, one on a journey. So the merchants, okay, as opposed to a retailer or petty trade. So these are merchant. Who are the most rich merchants at our time now? The merchants are the ones that own these mega corporations, Facebook, all these things.
Yeah.
So what do these merchants do? The merchants were the great men of the earth. And I think these great men are like the Bill Gates, the philanthropists that are doing horrible stuff, right? And they're deceiving, right? So look at this. It says, the merchants were the great men of the earth, for by their sorceries were all nations deceived. Now look at sorcery. This is a book that is Revelation, so it's 2,000 years old. Yet it's saying that in the end times, the merchants, the great men of the earth, deceive the whole world with pharmakeia. What did we just go through? This is why, like, for me, the Bible is like, at this point, there's no need for me to say, maybe I'm going to go to another theory, because until the Bible stops proving itself insanely accurate, there's no reason for me to say I need to be more open-minded, because this is blowing my mind. Look at this.
Yeah.
Sorcery, the use or the administration of drugs, poisoning, like that is exactly what will happen. I mean, look, it says medication,
It has
pharmacy.
happened.
It hasn't.
That unspeakable has happened. Remember?
Yeah, and like we see, like we globally we've experienced the coof, the jibby jab, but go to Africa, see what pharmaceutical companies have been doing in Africa for the longest time. In Africa, they have been guinea pigs, in my opinion. I'll probably get blocked for that. They have tested a lot of stuff, and it's important. It's like the Bible is warning that in the end there will be pharmaceutical deceptions. Thank you, Bella B, for becoming a new member. Greatly appreciated. And bonsoir aussi à Nathalie l'Italienne.
Oui, salut Nathalie.
Sure.
Jason, I want to share this with you.
Go ahead.
AI, artificial intelligence, they took this and took all what the Nephilim and all this and all that.
Yeah.
Can you just take off the comment?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
No,
they put it in a generator, and they wanted to show what maybe the Nephilim look like with artificial intelligence. Are you ready for this? This is going to give you goosebumps. Watch this. And your thoughts?
To me, they don't look like a Nephilim. To me, they look like the cherubim.
Or maybe. Listen, you know what?
The cherubim have multiple wings, and on their wings are full of eyes, and they have.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, the art. Well, that's what they. I don't know. That's what I thought. But artificial intelligence did this.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting when you input questions and stuff like that. I've seen some Christians having conversations about like religious stuff, and it's pretty crazy, like the conversations that you can literally have with this.
Yeah, but some people may think, because there's one person, eye on the clouds, says so demonic. But listen, I mean, not everything we see has to be beautiful and soft around the edges. I mean, this could be something that may exist, which is on the spectrum of good. We don't know, but it is very freaking creepy. But it's beautiful.
Have you ever heard? Because like a lot of people, it's like, oh, there's angels. It's like, yeah, there's angels. There's archangels.
Yeah.
There's cherubim. there's Sapphirine, and there's also the Ophanis angels. Now, what you just showed me, actually, to me, actually even looks somewhat like a cherubim, but I would even go as far as to say more an Ophanis. And these Ophanis, if you look here, you see how it's very similar to what the AI generated with eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like right there. You see right there? Go up, 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 go up, right there. That thing. No, back down, right there. Yeah, like right there. That thing.
Yeah.
That's
That
where I
one.
got it from.
Yes.
That's the one I want to show you.
That's exactly it.
But I
But
could
this would
not
be
find
of
it.
the highest of angels.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is an Ophanis and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, people,
That's how it's described.
it's like the angels in the Bible, they can manifest in physical form. Sometimes they can just look at humans. It even says, like, in the New Testament, like, always be hospitable, because some people unknowingly have been hospitable to angels and stuff like that. But there are angels in their full manifestation and stuff like that. And
Well, you come
usually
as humans.
everyone,
That's what happened to Babylon. That's what happened when they went into Babylon. They met this couple that brought them in, and then they said, "We're going to be destroying Babylon, and thank you," because the people outside wanted to sodomize the angels, and they were protecting them. So there's a lot of things that we can. But that like I said, when they put that in AI, I found that was very interesting to see something that we could, have a reference. But it's interesting.
Yep.
It is.
Interesting.
It is.
No, I've seen it, like, AI in and of itself and stuff like that is not evil. I think it'll AI will be used against us. It's able to just process information billions per microseconds and stuff like that. It can keep track and trace us and everything. But in and of itself, it's just an ability to process everything that's on the internet immediately to give you kind of a response. I think that it's very useful, actually, tool. I mean, technology in and of itself is not evil, but unfortunately the heart of man is fallen, and it tends to be used.
Well, look at the Word of God. Look at the Word of God. If you take the Bible for an example, a lot of men and women use the Bible to lure and to mislead. The message of God is very powerful, but can be misused too as well. And we've seen it. Yeah, and we've seen it. So I don't know if you ever read the book, The Crystalids.
Yes. Yes, the girl that has a deformation and she's hiding it. We have to read that at school.
Exactly, same as Animal Farm. But the Crystalids show exactly how humanity can become when they're deviated from the truth, and how they can develop a whole different mindset and everything. So yeah, it's a very good book to read if you haven't read it.
Yep.
They're on our shelf.
Well, I read it in school, so that means that I read the back primarily and just enough to do the book report. But maybe I should go. Maybe I should go back.
I have Animal Farm too. If you want to read that.
Animal Farm, I did. I didn't end up.
I have Animal Farm too. I love that book. I loved it. And you know what? They're not doing it in schools no more, because it shows very much the rise and fall of communism, and make people think of what's going on. I mean, also 1984 was a very
yeah.
Now here's another book before you get into that. Now some people may be seeing it as a controversial book. Can you just open? I want to show you.
I'm just going to bring this back down.
I want to show you. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh my God, read the book, you'll understand." You ready?
Did you share something? Oh, okay. So that's not the one by Klaus Schwab. Wait.
No. This is the Great Reset
and the War for the World. Oh, Alex Jones. Yeah, I love him.
No. A lot of people think he's like. If you actually read the book, you're going to say, "Holy shoot, this guy was right on many things." And you see, truth is dangerous, and that's why people don't want to know the truth, and that is why there's a war on religion and faith, And that's why they're removing the word of God. That's why they're taking away the fact that just even implying God into anything they're taking away, but yet they're implementing a lot of demonic stuff. Such an example, if we look at the Grammys, the last Grammys, did you see that with Sam Smith, Unholy? Look, this is
You want me to pop it up?
Oh,
Just,
no, it's
images as you talk.
yeah, it just
continue.
you know,
Go ahead, continue.
and it's become. Remember, they say when the end times come is when everything is right has become wrong, and everything wrong is the new right.
Yeah.
And we see it clearly. Everything that we see, everything that was logical and good and wholesome about humanity has become demonized just by the differences of who we are. They're trying to dwell that this new ideology that's saying, hey, listen, you got to think this way, or else you're the problem. And there is no difference of opinion. And when you look at shit like this right there should never be allowed on television, because of the fact that if we look at the United States, what does it say? What is their motto? In God, what? In God we trust. So why the hell are they doing this?
Yep. And if you look at at God's pattern, basically, is Israel, the Jews, they turn away from God. What does he do? He sends whether it was the Assyrians, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Romans, he will send an evil nation. So those nations are evil, but he uses those evil nations to go and infiltrate. And then, I see the West being infiltrated right now. And what I see happening on university campuses, I was just looking at Concordia University. My mind was shocked and blown. And this is worldwide and stuff like that. It's just shocking. But I mean, what I see, these things are, there's a reason why Satan had instruments. He was the most beautiful. He was the greatest of angels, but he was also the lead. He led worship, and he had these whatever ancient instruments and stuff like that. Somewhere in the Bible, it talks about like the instruments that he has. So you can see that people think that they're just listening to music. Oh, I don't listen to the words, to the good beat and stuff like that. But these are actually rituals. Yeah, these on stage are rituals. These opening ceremonies that we've seen at CERN. You got the nonstop. You got like the hoof Baphomet all the time in these ceremonies. You have at the end in Revelation talking about, in Hebrew, Abaddon, the destroyer. Apollyon, that is just a translation in Greek, meaning the destroyer. And then you have over there this Shiva statue, which is the Shiva, which is known as the destroyer. And here they are spinning around stuff. And I think that is kind of the modern day Tower of Babel,
Yeah. But Jason, I think that all this negative stuff, like all this hate and demons and stuff like that, it's a necessity. It brings a balance within everything. In everything good, there's a bit of evil, and a bit of evil, there's a bit of good.
Well, you can't have courage if there's no danger. You can't have
exactly. You need that cursor. You need that medium
in this world.
In this world.
Yeah.
For an example, in order to be righteous and good, you got to know you have to be facing evil.
Yep.
Right. So that, I think, in itself is extremely a necessity. So because a lot of people saying, well, if God is so powerful, why doesn't he just destroy the devil? Mm-hmm. Well, because he needs the devil to be the devil in order for people to realize what is good and what is bad, what is to worship the Almighty, or it is to falsify worship, idolization of something that is not. So I think it's a necessity.
I completely agree. If you look early, just right away in Genesis, okay, you have the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I think that Adam and Eve had a face-to-face in paradise, this relationship with the visible Yahweh. I think that was Jesus. And so I think they had a concept, like they conceptually understood what good and evil is. It's like, oh, it's opposite of you, whatever. But they had no experiential, they had no experience of evil. Okay.
Mm.
They just lived, they hadn't sinned yet. They were like naive children that just don't know anything yet. Okay. And obviously, I could, let's say, fabricate parachutes. I can understand the physics of parachutes. I can everything. I can like just research parachutes. But until I jump out of a damn plane with a parachute, I have not experienced parachuting. So God knew that Adam and Eve would do this, of course, because in the end, we the end result is he ends up getting a group back, okay, back into paradise. But now we are like Jesus. We are like the Son of God, meaning like we have gone through the experience of evil and now we know evil, not just as a concept. We have lived through it. And that's why it says they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And now if they go and touch the tree of life, they will live forever. That means that God said, now they ate that, and if they eat the tree of life, they'll be immortalized in evil and good. So that's why he banished them. Now we're not robots. God doesn't want robots. You know, he wants beings made in his image. So because he's sovereign, us being image bearers, we have to always have the potential, that free will of going against him. And you know, true love is that in our lifetime we chose him, you know, and while he was somewhat veiled and hidden, and we sought him out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's it's a beautiful story. It's a love story. And
it's rich of allegory too.
It's so like I listened to the whole series of Jordan Peterson when he did the psychology of the Bible. Was it the Exodus, or I think it was Genesis? It was one of them. He wasn't a Christian, and he took all of the Bible and he went through it, but he was doing it symbolically on a psychological level, and I loved it. Now, I don't think that it's limited to that. I think that it's true historically. I think that it's true spiritually. I think it's true, but it's true on so many multiple levels and stuff like that.
But you're invoking that on a faith base. But when people who are not in faith can still relate it analytically, because you see, sometimes you got different types of people too. I mean, it took you some type of pinnacle in your life for you to become a born again Christian or whatever you refer yourself, and so you had that epiphany. But prior to that, or maybe other people who like to look at things more analytical can actually relate. And then when you can relate to something, when you have that point repère, they call it, that landmark, then you can start building faith. But faith that sometimes doesn't come automatically. It is built. It is nurtured. It's preserved and grown and then shared. But when Jordan Peterson looked at that whole entire the part where you talked about, he was very analytical, saying, "Hey, listen, before you have any doubts, A plus B equals C.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're right. Wow, maybe we're onto something." And that's where the seed of faith gets planted in slowly. It takes the time to grow, and that's where people are. But Jason, I'm telling you, it's and there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why what you're doing is what you're doing, and there's a reason why at that time in your life you became someone of faith. You see, so you know, It's like everybody's different, but I've known people who have never believed in anything ever whatsoever, and even in the abyss there is life.
For sure.
And I said, even in your absence of belief, there is some type of faith.
Yeah.
And eventually they dwell on that. And oh yeah, you're right, Jeff.
Have
Yeah.
you ever looked into and have you heard about the recent news about the Shroud of Turin? Have you ever looked
Yes.
into that?
I just saw it the other day.
Yeah.
It is very fascinating, and I think it's him.
No, I've done very, very deep research for years into this. And I'm so upset because I'm big on PowerPoints, and for some reason I must have deleted the Shroud of Turin PowerPoint stuff, but I will remake it. But quickly, I'll pop it up for just people who have never seen it.
Do you know where you got me on that one? You know where they got me on that one? It's funny, eh? Not
Yeah.
by the face, not by the image, but the blood in which they sampled
Mm-hmm.
had an extra chromosome.
Yeah, I've heard something like how you get your how many 23 or something
Yeah.
from your parents, and what it was just Mary's chromosomes plus just one chromosome, so as if proving that it was a virgin birth. But I do want to know where that comes from, that story, because I like all the stuff that I have is from PubMed and stuff like that, research
yeah.
the Shroud. If you can find, because I have heard that too. I just haven't said it because I'm not sure where the source is from.
Okay, when I find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, because
But
Ron Wyatt as well.
Yeah.
He made the claim that he's claiming, and I'm half convinced that the Ark of the Covenant is just underneath Golgotha, Calvary. And that when he was crucified on the cross, and
The
especially when the earthquake happened, the ark was hidden underneath, and blood fell on it. And Ron Wyatt supposedly, now I don't know if it's true, he was able to take that blood and to put it in saline in a centrifuge to gently kind of liquefy the blood. And when they looked in it, it was still alive. I don't know about this, but I definitely, there's the stuff that I share. I always at least have a source and stuff like that.
well, if he was the son of God, if he was, he must have had some divinity in him, therefore something more than the average person. So why can't we accept the fact that maybe if we do find remnants of him, that maybe it may be more than just the average Joe. So yeah, there, anyways, well, go ahead. Sorry, Jason. I don't mean
no, there's no apologies.
But yeah, I saw the documentary recently on that, and it's very, very compelling, man.
So spitting out just quick, interesting facts about the Shroud. Okay. It's a herringbone weave. It's a burial cloth that is completely compatible with the burial at that time. On it, you have an image of a crucified man. Now, here you see the darker aspects here. This is where he was crucified. And then after, you'll see the darker stains here. This is the blood from the wound in the ankles. And then after, you see here this red stain here. That is that spear that when he was dead on the cross, they didn't break his legs. They just pierced him and blood and water came out. You can see all of these lines are scourge marks from in the front and in the back. Now, many people were crucified, but what makes it unique is that there's wounds on the head, and that is quite unique. Now, the blood on the shroud is AB positive. It's the blood of a male. There is some degraded DNA present. Not only is it the blood of human blood of a male, but within the blood there is high levels of creatinine, bilirubin, as well as ferritin. Now, creatinine, bilirubin, and ferritin especially bilirubin, are present in high quantities in mass trauma. So when we're in a hospital, when I work at the hospital, I know this stuff, the lab results and stuff like that. So creatinine, not creatine that weight trainers take, creatinine is from the breakdown of muscle. So you can imagine all of these scourge marks, okay, with the Roman flagrum, which is like a whip with usually iron beads at the end. And usually by law, I think it was 49 stripes that they are allowed to get. He was triple scourged, which was illegal, actually. It was 50, and people did it 49 times just in case, to make sure they didn't do it too much. Now, that's why he died on the cross in 6 hours, they say, not 3 days, because people lasted for a very long time when they were crucified. So it shows. So let's say what people claim, this is a forgery. Okay, no problem. It's a forgery. Is there any paint or pigments or anything? No. Now, all the information I'm giving you is based on STIRP, the Shroud of Turin Research Project. I can pop this up here.
It's also they also found out that the shroud and the material, the shroud, comes from that region too.
Yes, exactly. There's pollen that is only from Jerusalem.
Pollen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pollen. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's pollen that's only from Jerusalem. If you're interested, this is probably one of the best known sites with all the information. Joe Schwartz was part of the Shroud of Turin research project. These were not Christians that went there. He was a Jewish photographer. That was what he was doing. Now, the image is quite faint when you see it. It was only when this photographer in the 1500s, roughly, I think, took a picture of the shroud. Now, you know how back in the days we used to take pictures and it's a photo negative first and it's kind of distorted. Remember when you used to get like your photos, but you had all those negatives and they were kind of like weird, So when he took a picture, he did not see, when he took that photo negative, he looked, it was not a photo negative. It was a photo positive, and all the details that we typically see showed up on the shroud. So if this is a forger, okay, first of all, there's no paints, there's no pigments. The forger would have had to put human blood. And not only that, he would have had to be smart enough to make sure that that blood had evidence of mass trauma, like the creatine, bilirubin, and ferritin. Okay. Then after, the image is on 1/10 of the fibers of the shroud. It does not penetrate through the whole shroud. The blood penetrates through. However, the image is only on 1/10. That's why it hardly shows up until you actually take the photo negative that appears like a photo positive. So this forger would have had to be able to make a photo positive of a photo negative before even photography existed. Now, what all of a sudden happened was in 1988, they decided to do carbon dating on it. They were supposed to take from 3 different areas. They were supposed to, it was supposed to be blinded, meaning the labs were not supposed to know what it was. Okay. What ended up happening, I don't know from what edge, they ended up cutting a piece off one of the edges. I'm pretty sure it was from one of the bottom. The problem is that in retrospect, what they saw was this whole outer area was repaired, so it wasn't unraveling. At one point, they were actually cutting pieces for indulgences if people gave a lot of money to the church at one point, stuff like that. So it has been proven now that, first of all, the carbon dating was not done right. Instead of 3 locations, they took 1 location and they cut the piece into 3. They sent it to 3 labs and they told them what it was. They said, oh, by the way, carbon date, this is the Shroud of Turin. So there could be bias big time that was in it. And then after they found out that it's not even the same weave that they took it, but no one has heard the refutations and stuff like that. All people heard was in 1998, it's a forgery. And now they just did, I think it was in 2022. They did what basically it's called wide angle X-ray scattering. And it's a simple process of looking at the degradation of the cellulose, of the flax fiber. So the cellulose ages at a certain, amount, and they were able to prove that, at least with this study, that it's 2,000 years old.
Cool.
So like there's and when the apostles went into the tomb, it says in the Gospels, I don't know if they're all of them, that they saw that it was folded and they believed. Now I'm wondering if they just believed because it was empty, or they believed because they saw the Shroud of Turin and they saw an image. The amount of watts that would be required, okay, because this is not this is kind of the same process that old newspapers become yellow with. An old newspaper, it's just photons, it's just the light that eventually yellows it, and that's what it is. Now they said that the amount of energy to produce the degradation of the cellulose to make that image without it exploding into fire, it's like there's not enough energy in the universe.
There you go.
And then to make it like, watch this, to show that it is not far-fetched to say that that this is evidence not only of Jesus's death and crucifixion, it is evidence of the resurrection. And you can go and check Gary Habermas, who's an academic that is pretty much done most of his research on the resurrection of Christ. Now, check this out. We go to PubMed, okay, and you go DNA as a source of biophotons. So anybody who's watching, photons is light particles. Bio just means biological. So biological light. That's what it's getting to. Now, watch this. Biophoton emission, new evidence for coherence of coherence and DNA as a source. So this is published in Cell Biology, and this was in 1984. I'll just read the abstract. The phenomenon of ultra-weak photon emissions from living systems was further investigated in order to elucidate the physical properties of this radiation and its possible source. We obtained evidence that the light has a high degree of coherence because of its photon count statistics, its spectral distribution, its decay behavior after absorption to exposure to light illumination, and its transparency through optically thick material. Moreover, DNA is apparently at least an important source since conformational changes induced. We don't have to read the whole thing. What it's saying is our DNA is not only a written language with 6.5 billion nucleotides telling us how it's a blueprint, right? It's a story. It's the book of life in us. But not only that, this book of life in us that creates all body system radiates light. Now, if that's possible, that just makes sense. If I can radiate a little bit of weak light, I think during a resurrection of a dead body, God used the DNA and it just exploded at the time of the resurrection. There's other evidence that shows that with closer examination, that you can't see it on most pictures, but you can see his whole teeth, because it wasn't light shining down on him. It came from every aspect, and it radiated outwards towards the shroud, and even it's like an X-ray of his teeth. So for me, this is why for me, Christianity is like evidence based. It's a gradual research and going, oh, this is a little nugget. I'll put that in my Easter basket. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's when I look at the preponderance of the evidence that I'm like, faith is another way of saying trust. Lots of people want to say, oh, faith means believing without any evidence. That's not true. Yes, of course, there is some blind faith in many. I think we all function with blind faith to a certain extent in some aspects, but faith just means trust. I have faith in myself, I have faith in my wife and stuff like that, and our faith grows if we research the Bible and we are diligent students. Our faith will naturally grow. A Christian that never puts his nose in the Bible very often, I'm not saying they're not a Christian, but they might not be as useful an instrument in God's service. They might, they might not, their faith might be fragile. They may be deceived. So I think that my faith is not comparable to the start. I hope it just continues.
Oh, it will, man, for sure, for sure. Hey, Jason,
we gotta go.
I have to go because there's two
Yeah.
things. I don't feel my butt. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been on my butt all day, so I need to go and do a few laps around the house. And two, I'm going to spend some time with my wife, which I haven't seen all day. But it was a pleasure and privilege to talk to you guys. It was very nice meeting you, Luke. It was very good tonight. It was a nice fluent conversation. We got into some good stuff, some funny stuff, and I would like to thank all the people that were here today, tonight actually. And
30 still watching, man.
That's really good. Yeah, you got to get that butt going, like Bella B says. So hey,
what I'm planning on doing is updating, since I somehow lost my whole Shroud of Turin presentation. I will be remaking it. And if that's never been presented on your channel or something, when I finally get it done, I'd be fine. If you need a topic, I'm very passionate about the Shroud. We could
then giddy up, buddy. But you obviously speak French, right? You speak French. We could do one in English and one in French.
Sure, I can do both. I'll do the presentation in French as well.
But both there, because I want to start getting some. Actually, your brother was supposed to be my first interview of the paranormal ufology. He was supposed to be my first. So you know what? I'll make you the first, and I'll honor his. And we'll do is we'll try to figure out when we can do it. We can pre-record it, whatever. I will broadcast in English on my page, Jeff's Live Talk, and on Jeff Benoit Live in French, and that would be great. I would love for you to discuss that.
I'll work on the English one first. Take your time, because I literally have to make the presentation from scratch. So
for sure, you let me know, and we'll set it up, man.
Perfect. All right. God bless, man. Thanks.
God bless. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Good night, Darla. Good night, everybody.
As always. Thanks a lot. See ya.
Ciao. Bye.
All right. Perfecto. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for Bella B. I'm sorry if I did not see on my channel. If ever you do want me to acknowledge something that you're saying, a statement, an opinion, or a question, just please put it all in cap locks, because obviously people come to live streams also to just enjoy the live chat, the community, to hook up with friends. And maybe you're not even listening to what I'm saying, and I'm fine with that. So I don't want to waste time scrolling through, and it's just conversations amongst friends. If you want me to acknowledge and to interact with something, then please put it in cap locks. And that way I won't feel bad that you said something and I was in my little bubble and I end up missing it, because I truly want this channel to be interactive, and I want to build the sports family. And there was somebody who was asking if I can do French videos sometimes. Yes, I can. I've done some with Jan Rookie. I will try and make French videos. So obviously, if you see that the title is in French, then it means that if you're English, maybe you don't have to jump on this stream because you might not understand it. I don't feel like starting a French channel, but maybe I should. I'll think about it. So I'm just scrolling through just to make sure that there's no. I don't see any. I don't see any. No cap locks. Thank you again for Bella B, new membership. God bless you. Thank you. First, anything else? My pleasure. Oh my God, the eyes are creepy. Yeah, I'm reading stuff that's out of context now. Yes, Bella B, Jeff Benoit live. You can go on Facebook. So it's book Jeff Benoit live. I'm sure he has a YouTube channel as well. So yes, English channels, yes, French channels. He's on Facebook. I haven't seen all of his links yet. We got eyes on the clouds. He that is in us is greater than he that is in the world. Yes, God bless to that. Just take the time here to. We got a stoned monkey, stoned ape. God bless you and your family. Mud fossils. Yeah. I can do something on mud fossils as well. Yeah, it's Diane Robert. It says, allons-nous entendre Jason faire des vidéos en français aussi? Oui, je vais essayer. We live on a... She says, merci. And we're almost at the end of the chat. And I think we're almost there. Not used to having so many people. I'm used to having like 8. All right, guys. So I didn't see any cap locks. 32 people, some people watching on Facebook as well. I got to figure out a way how to get myself streaming on Rumble. And we'll finish with Jules' comment. Darla, you are such a special mama. I am so happy to know you and inspiration. Jules, that's what I've been saying. Darla Lama, she should change it to Darla Mama Lama. I'm telling you. There, I'll write it. Mom, Darla Mama Lama. That's what it should be now. All right, guys. Love you. God bless.